gave me such an important part in this time. Go to my people Israel and say to them to build my temple.
Oh, but all of these difficulties, okay, but it's still possible.
To build a temple on the Temple Mount is much easier than to establish the state of Israel. So at first, they started developing the simple vessels, the vessels needed for the incense and the offerings.
We did something like 7-8 items for the temple. We have a list of 99 items to do. And we will now start to be in a hurry to succeed to do all the items before the temple will build.
At the same time, they were creating the musical instruments, the harp, the lyre, then the vestments. And this menorah is a $3 million menorah. It's made of 42 kilos of pure 24 karat gold. And now, the latest project is there's a team of architects who are working on the blueprint.
For me, we start now to feel like the Masech is coming, or not. The time of the temple is coming.
And the time is short. I think it's somewhere between now and 10 years or something like that.
It's already ready. We're ready for it.
For almost 30 years, the Temple Institute has been accomplishing the impossible. We created a menorah of solid gold for the Holy Temple. Everyone thought it couldn't be done. After 10 years of research, we created the breastplate of the high priest. Everyone thought it was impossible. For the first time in 2,000 years, we produced pure olive oil for the menorah. Over 60 vessels have been restored by the Temple Institute. Everyone thought it couldn't be done. All of these things, everyone told us it's impossible. And now we are restoring the commandment of the red heifer, which everyone thought was impossible. But all of the commandments of the Torah are possible and doable. Thank you for being part of the holy work of the Torah. You know, people think that finding a real red heifer is impossible. But the truth is, there are thousands of red cows throughout the world. Go to Google and search for images of red cows, and you'll see red Angus in America, you'll see Shetland in the Scottish Highlands, and you'll see red cattle in Norfolk Island, just to mention a few. There are many red cows throughout the world, and the challenge is not to find a particular red cow. The challenge is to raise a perfect red heifer according to the exact biblical requirements here in the land of Israel. Well, it's time to stop waiting and start doing. The Temple Institute has embarked upon an unprecedented historical project to raise a herd of red cows here in the land of Israel. After decades of intensive study and research, the Institute has partnered with an Israeli cattleman and, using state-of-the-art technique and under strict rabbinical supervision, we're going to raise a herd of red cows here in Israel. We're going to select a proper candidate from this herd for the fulfillment of the biblical requirements of the commandment of the red heifer. Make no mistake, this project is nothing less than the first stage of the reintroduction of biblical purity into the world, the prerequisite for the rebuilding of the Holy Temple. For 2,000 years, we've been mourning the destruction of the Holy Temple. But the future is in our hands. You can become part of history. Help us to make this project become a reality. Passover, the festival of freedom. The very name is synonymous with redemption, the Exodus, delivery from Egyptian bondage, and the birth of the people of Israel. For 2,000 years throughout their exile, the people of Israel prayed to return to Jerusalem and for the renewal of the service of the Holy Temple. Our people have waited so long to fulfill the main commandment of Passover, the Korban Pesach, the bringing of the Passover offering. The Temple Institute was founded on the principle of doing everything within our power towards the rebuilding of the Holy Temple. This year, the Temple Institute took a giant step towards making this goal a reality, a practice Passover offering, including all the stages of the service. This was not an actual Passover offering, which can only be done on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, but a drill for the purpose of increasing Israel's knowledge and preparedness for the actual bringing of the offering the moment this becomes possible. The Kohanim Descendants of Aaron and members of Israel's priesthood who participated in this event are members of the Temple Institute's Nezer HaKodesh Academy for Priests in Training. The Torah states, "Speak to the entire assembly of Israel, saying, on the 10th of this month they shall take for themselves, each man, a lamb or kid for each father's house. It shall be yours for examination until the 14th day of this month. The entire assembly of Israel shall slaughter it in the afternoon." The Mishnah describes the steps of the Passover offering. The entire nation of Israel converges on the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. Many thousands of offerings are brought within a short period of time. The Kohanim need to be expert, sensitive, and focused. The words, "Next year in rebuilt Jerusalem," are recited every year at the conclusion of the Passover Seder. But next year in rebuilt Jerusalem? Jerusalem is already rebuilt. All that remains for us is to make every effort towards the renewal of the divine service and the fulfillment of our destiny as the people of Israel. This is what the Passover Seder is really all about. This is the real Passover Seder. May we merit to bring the Passover offering this year in the rebuilt Jerusalem. Chag Kasher V'Sameach. Blessings for a happy and kosher Passover from the Temple Institute in Jerusalem.
What I saw, I see Jesus standing like this with his arm.
And then God visited me personally in my tent, and God entered the tent for 5 hours.
And I saw Yeshua calling me.
I go into the bathroom, and in the bathroom, I feel someone come and hug me.
Wow, I just met the Lord.
One pump, shoop, I was filled with an energy, with a new something. My hair stood up, I was shaking.
I saw him many times, and I knew that it's Yeshua. I knew that it's him.
With the trigger, and then he heard a voice.
It came like I saw angels came to me.
And in that minute, I saw that steps coming. He said, "Sister, what's wrong with you?" Oh, maybe that was an angel.
I think in tonight, in evening, releasing Yeshua to talk to me.
Jesus came to my room and asked me what he wanted, and I said I want to walk, and he said, "Okay, then give me your hand and start walking."
And I could see his face. And in that vision, I could see him on the cross. I saw Jesus. He opened his arm and he told me.
And all of a sudden, somebody took over me and said, "Listen, leave the no aside, just say yes. I'll take it from here."
Something happened and I just began to weep.
And as I was crying in the shower, Jesus appeared to me.
God started to manifest to me in different ways, show me angels. That is awesome. I saw him just a couple of times.
So I asked Jesus, "If you're real, if you exist, do this to me. Show me this, do me this to me." So all my children, my husband came, and they said, "Wow, it's really, there is a life God."
What happened that day was very, I don't know, very supernatural, very unusual.
This is really supernatural.
This is the forerunners.
I believe is a foreshadowing of the return of Yeshua himself.
I believe these supernatural things are happening because we're getting closer and closer to the end of the age. So it seems we're getting closer and closer, and the closer we get, the more powerfully the Holy Spirit's moving.
These are miracles that we're living in.
It seems that God is